Hi, good night, planners. Or something just went crazy, so I was to do it a second time. Hi, good night, planners. Welcome to our Money Talks Teen series. Well, you should know my name is Letitia Barrett. I am the financial educator at Destiny Planners. We help entrepreneurs understand their money, understand how to manage it, how to lower the taxes, and how to grow wealth in the future. Now, today is our 7th series. I am super excited because today we have a special guest. Well, let me give you a quick rundown of what we did over the last 7 series. So our first series, we spoke about simple steps towards financial success. The second one, we spoke about simple steps to earn money. The third one, we spoke about simple steps to create a budget. Yes, your spending plan is important to create. Then our fourth series, we had 2 young adults coming with their parents who are both entrepreneurs and telling us their ideas about money and how it affects them. Then our 5th series, we spoke about steps to paying your bills. And our last series last week, we spoke about savings and investment. Now, today, we are speaking about debt and credit management. Yes, I am so super excited because today we have a special speaker. Her name is Ms Nicole. She's an author, a financial educator, just like myself, a certified consultant. She has a degree in nursing. She's the founder of 2 non-profit organizations. One is Facing Autism with Children Everywhere and Financial Common Sense. Yes, she is going to take us through the whole thing. I am so super excited. Let me just link up to her now. Okay, I'm not seeing her on as yet, so while I'm waiting on her to come on, I will continue chatting because I have not seen her pop up as yet. So today is all about debt and credit management. So it's important you understand that the amount of debt you have will affect your credit score, yes, which will make it quite difficult for lenders and banks to lend you money, because once they don't notice how you handle your debts and paying it on time, it will affect your credit score, yes. That's the whole idea of this whole story, learning to understand how to manage your money, which you know a lot of individuals don't know how to do, and they get themselves in a lot of trouble. So let me see if she's on as yet. Let me check. Okay, no, she hasn't come on. After more time, you know how technology does be miserable. So anybody have any questions or any topics they will want us to discuss in the future? Hi Cheryl, hi Auntie Shireen, hi. I'm gonna wave you all. Hi Alana. Hi. We are just waiting on our guest to come on. You all have any questions? Tell me, so when she comes on, you can I can ask her about that or credit management. You all have any questions? You can write in your comments, or when she does come on, I can ask her the questions as well. Right, I'm going to check to see if she's on as yet. Right. Okay, I'm still not seeing anything else yet. Okay, I think my phone just freeze. just unfreeze, right?
Oh.
Hi, Mimi.
Oh, I see you. Mhm. I'm good. How are you?
I'm still seeing it processing, so it's weird. Hi! Super excited, yeah! I said, I'm seeing you still processing, though. Are you hearing? Right. So, how are you, darling? I am good, I am
Okay.
good.
So you don't
I
have
did
any
all the
specific
formal
questions for
introductions
me?
while waiting on this lovely internet to behave itself.
Okay.
So, I want you to tell people about debt and credit management, how to deal with it, the important tips they need to put in mind, all that drama. I know this is your field, so I want you to take over and do your thing.
Okay.
Well, basically, how to literally
I just got
manage
off with two clients that
credit,
were like
literally,
completely
especially those who
overwhelmed,
are
and
in
so I
heavy
kind of
debt.
helped them get
What
step
is
by
the
step
important
plan on
steps
what
they
they
should
need to do
use?
because even though
They
the
should put in
information
place
is out
how
there,
they're supposed to
it's
go
just
about it,
hard to bring
right,
it
to
all
run in their
together when
personal
you're trying to
life.
pull from Facebook and IG and the internet, and
Just those
so
basic
yeah.
tips.
So the
What
basic
to
thing I
run,
like to kind of go
not to
over
pull out the little
is
bit of hair they have on the hair, because you know
the
most of them will do
fundamentals of
that.
credit, right? A lot of people want good credit. They hate bad credit. They don't know which way to turn, but most people don't even understand the basics of credit. Like, how does it work? It's a
True.
game, right? I call it a big game. And that's why I call myself a credit coach. Because I'm
Correct.
like, you need a coach in order to win the game, right?
Correct.
So I
But
run a Facebook group called Financial Common Sense, of course, and the biggest thing people say is like, I want better credit. How do I boost my score?
right.
And my first question is, well, do you know how scores are calculated? And they say, I don't.
Correct.
Not and
Correct.
most, like almost nobody. And so the thing is, like, you want good credit, but you don't even understand that basic about how scores are calculated.
True.
So that's the first. So in the nutshell, I'll just kind of break it down for all the viewers who are listening. Thank you for tuning. If you take notes, however you want to obtain this information. But there are 5 basic components of a credit score, and I'm going to name them in importance, order of importance, right? So you have payment history, you have utilization, how long you've had credit, your mix, and your inquiries and new account. So the biggest thing about credit is, how responsible are you with borrowing money and paying it back? That's what credit is. So when the lender is pulling your credit, they want to see how responsible have you been with borrowing money. So if you've been late, if you have collections, if you have repos, you're very risky, okay? But let's just say you don't have credit. Are you still a risk to lenders? Right. You are, because they still can't see how responsible you are with borrowing money, right? And so people are scared of credit. They've heard from their families, or they've been in a rut in the past and they finally dug themselves out of it, and they're like, I don't want to touch a credit card. But you can't build good credit without credit. That's just the bottom line. So if you never had a card, you're scared of them, you need to get a credit card, because you cannot show good credit without credit. So that's the fundamentals of credit, okay? So let's talk about briefly where to check your credit, because that's another thing. People don't even know where to look. So we have this lovely advertisement that's all over the place on TV and the internet called Credit Karma. Everyone's like, my Credit Karma scores, Credit Karma, Credit Karma. But keep in mind, Credit Karma is a different type of scoring model. So you have Vantage scores and you have FICO scores. You also have scores from the credit bureaus themselves. You have F.A.C.E. has their own scoring model. Experian does, and TransUnion does. So you have all of those different type of scores. So people want free, okay? Everyone loves free 99, right? Okay. So Credit Karma gives you a score for free, so people understand. And they're either very excited to know once they check FICO that they're doing better than Credit Karma said, or they're very disappointed doing better than they really were, okay? So you want to make sure 90% of lenders check FICO, all right? You go buy a car, they're going to pull FICO. If you go buy a home, FICO. If you go get a credit card, they check FICO. So Vantage scores, although they're free and they're easy to access, it's not an accurate picture of where you stand. And so you always want to know, if you want to fix your credit, people say, what's the first step? Figuring out where you stand. Check your credit report. Check your scores. Because if you ask for someone for directions and they don't know where you're starting, they can't give you directions, right? So you know where you're starting. So that's the bottom line. Checking your reports. There's so many free websites where you can actually check your reports. There's so many places to check your score. Not many are free, but there's these that will give it to you for free. But people don't know that the resources are out there. So that's my goal, you know, when it comes to social media, putting the information out there so people cannot say they didn't know.
Correct.
Right? They will say it. Or they say, I didn't read that, or I skimmed through it, you know. When it comes to your credit, listen, you have to pull your report, understand how to read it, go line by line by line. What is this? What is that? What do my scores mean? All of those things make a difference. And so figuring out where you're starting, your starting point is the most important thing, right? There's so many people who want to hire credit repair companies. I can spend all night on that, but I won't. But let me be very brief about credit repair companies, right? So the biggest thing they say is we remove all the bad stuff.
All right.
But that sounds great, right? Doesn't it sound great? You want all the bad stuff? I'll pay $5 million to have the bad stuff removed. But even if the bad things are removed, then what? Then what? What happens then?
Yes.
Okay. So most people pay these companies anywhere from $500 to $1,200. Okay. Total for them to either remove things and nothing gets removed. They remove things and then stuff comes back on the report.
True.
Or they remove things and then their credit still sucks because they don't know. They weren't given steps, right, to know how to build. It's not about just not having bad stuff. I have clients with nothing negative on their credit report and they still have bad credit. I had 3 negative items on my credit report and my score was still in the mid-700s. So it's not about whether you have something negative reporting. All those components that I named, for those of you just joining, the 5 components of a credit score: payment history, utilization, your length of history, your credit mix, and your inquiries and new accounts. All of those things matter when it comes to credit, not just whether things are reporting bad or not. So these companies are making a killing off of people who don't know, right? Billions of dollars a year. These companies, billion-dollar industry, because people are paying whatever I need to pay, $100 a month. Just get it all off. But then once it's off, they're still like, hello, somebody? What do I do now? You know, and it's really disheartening to know that the companies, although they've listened, you got to make money, right? But they're doing it off the backs of people who are naive and people who are unaware and uneducated. So I spend a lot of time educating people. So when it comes to managing debts, because you said that's something you wanted to touch on as well, right? Goes hand in hand with credit. If you are maxing out credit cards, then you're showing irresponsibility when it comes to managing your debt, even if you're making on-time payments, which is the most important thing to credit, right? But if you're showing high utilization, your credit card is $1,000, you're showing $900 used, that's very risky. Lenders are like, something's happening. They're getting too close. And so imagine that across 7 credit cards, you know? They keep using it because it's so easy to walk into a store and swipe and walk out with an item, right? I didn't have to get money for it. That's awesome. But then they get over their heads, right? They go into the next store, they swipe that card, they go into the next store, they swipe that card. True. Next thing you know, your bill is at $3,000 and you're like,
Okay, okay, yes. And you know, we have a lot of people that do that, right?
Yeah, where
You just skip, just jump to an extra
a
account
lot of
and use
people tend to
it.
think they'll have it. You know, I'm gonna use my card because I'll have it by the time it's due. Okay, my mantra is
Correct.
don't use the credit cards unless you have the money right now. Okay, so don't spend something and say my bill is due next month. I'll have it because most people
And
do
where am
think
I
they'll
getting
have
this
it
money
and they
now?
don't have it, right? So I see someone say I'm dealing with that right now. It's very tough because you think I'm gonna have no with like
Correct.
you know what I mean? So parts of money you
All
have
right. Correct.
now,
Correct.
then you never have to worry about that. So the question, people beg the question, well, why credit card if I have the money? Can I just use cash? Well, if you use cash, that doesn't go on your credit report. So you can't build credit with cash. Now, if you and I next year get some Oprah Winfrey money or some Tyler Perry money or some Bill Gates money, we don't have to worry about credit, right? Because we can draw cash on everything. All right. Boat, yacht, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know about the people listening, but I don't have Oprah money, and I know
Correct.
you don't have money. So right now, financing is very important, and you want to save as much as you can by having good credit. So I use my credit cards to pay my monthly bills. I tell a lot of people that, right? Because you have to pay your monthly bills anyway. So I use it to pay my gym membership, the cell phone, the car insurance, the cable, the electricity, everything like that. That's a great question. What about cards with low APR interest? Let's talk about APR since you asked that question. Low APR, high APR. Interest never matters if you use your credit card and you pay your never matters. Okay. Most of my cards have high interest. They will not get a dime from me because when my bill is due, I paid in full. If I charge $180 for my car insurance, when my bill is due, how much am I paying? $180. Yes. Even if I use my Amazon card, which, Lord help me, please pray for me because I use Amazon more than I need to, right? That's another topic. Spending is another topic. So I use my Amazon card. I might spend, $78, right? But I have the money, okay? I can pay using my debit card, but I want to show utilization. I want to build my treasury. And also, when you have cards with cashback rewards, okay, that's free money. Right? So, that's business. Right. I mean, why not, right? Who else is just going to drop money into the account for spending money? Spend money, make money, right? So I use all my cards to build history, to show utilization, which is the second component of a score, and to get cash back. Now, another reason why you should use cards often, because if you don't, the lenders will think, oh, you don't need that money, and they will close your card. Or they will lower your limit. And so that can affect your score negatively if you have a lower limit because it may increase your utilization and then, your scores will drop. So I talk about credit a lot just because number one is what I do, but people are so intimidated by it because they don't understand it, right? And it's natural to be intimidated by something you don't understand.
Correct.
So, yeah, and then just think about your first credit card, right? I was 19 years old. I don't know how old you were when you got your first card, but I didn't know what I was doing. I used it. I could walk out of the store with some jeans and didn't have to pay for them. And I thought, as long as I pay on time, I'm okay. But my card was $1,000, and before the month was over, how much was my balance? $1,000. $1,000. Because I didn't understand utilization, right? So I'm thinking as long as I pay on time, and then one time I didn't have the money to pay. I said, oh, I'm just going to miss 1 month. It's okay. And not interest. I didn't understand credit, marking me late.
You're good.
And so I didn't learn about credit until I had to learn about credit, right? I learned the hard way. And I tried to learn the hard way. Most of us are adults, so we're learning the hard way, or they're in the middle of learning the hard way right now. But why not teach your kids or your teenagers or your young adults about credit now? And why aren't they being taught about credit? Because their parents don't know and they don't understand it. So it's a generational curse, almost, that aren't learning. Well, my mom didn't teach me. Now, if I never taught myself, then I couldn't teach my child. And then if I'm not teaching him, he can't teach his children. And it just keeps going on and on and on. So teaching your kids about finances is important. Learning it right now for yourself is important. Not just for right now, but for the future.
Correct.
When I talk to my clients, I'm like, everything I'm teaching you is not just for right now. Of course, in your mind, I want to get out of this right now. But it's for the future, because to be transparent, my credit has been up and down over the years. But I've always bounced back because I knew what to do. So I never stayed low. My credit score never stayed low. It dropped because of, medical issues, and it went back up, and then I lost my job and dropped and went back. So everything. But I always bounced back. But most people hit rock bottom and they stay there for years and years and years, right? They say, I'm never going to come out of this. There's no way I can bounce my score back. I don't even know what to do to bounce my score back. And that's what I teach people. You can come. If I came out of it, then you can too. And I teach people everything that I did. Everything I teach is on the internet. It's not a secret, right? It's out there. People don't know where to find it. And people don't understand it. So I try to help people piece the puzzle together, right? It's a game. The credit is a big game. So think about playing football. The football players don't just run out on the field and start just running plays and everything, right? You need a coach, right? You go on the sidelines, the coach says, go do this, go do that, go do this, go do that. And they do it, right? So either you follow the instructions of the game or you're not, and you're going to lose. So it's important for people to know the steps they need to take, where they can find their credit scores, where they can pull credit reports. All of that is so critical when it comes to rebuilding and repairing. If you want to do it yourself, there's no one that can fix your credit but you.
Correct.
A company cannot fix your credit. I don't care what they tell you. I don't care what magic they tell you. They cannot fix it, because even if they do get the bad stuff removed, there are only things that you can do, right? They can't use your credit card for you, right? They can't make the payments for you, right? Right. And so you are the ones that can fix your credit. I can tell you what to do. You're the one that has to go do it. People ask me all the time when they want to sign up with me, how long will it take to fix my credit?
Nope. It's you have to do it.
Yeah. I say, well, it depends on three things.
That's what people have to understand.
Where are you staying right now?
They are in control. At the bottom line, they are in control.
And are you going to do it? Because everything goes back to you, right? It's not me. It's you. So, although I'm the coach is not the one out there playing football.
Like if you have the magic one, right?
He's telling the players what to do, and they have to go do it. He's not the one. So I'm not running your credit for you. I'm leading you. So the bottom line is, your credit is your responsibility. Okay. Many people have tons of debt, and they would rather pay $900 to a company to say, fix my credit, instead of paying that $900 on the debt they actually owe. So, right. And so I'm about changing people's mindset first, right? When they get on the phone, they want those steps. Tell me what to do. Tell me what to do. Let's talk about how you got here first. Okay? Because I know people who filed bankruptcy 2 times.
Correct. And as I always tell clients, start with the smallest one.
Which means you learn nothing the first time, right? And people that have 9 score credit cards and they're all maxed out. So you can't tell me that I used this card to buy groceries, or I used it to get gas because you used it at that store, right?
True.
So $900 at Victoria's Secret. I'm sorry, it's not that many pairs of underwear in the world for $900. So yeah. So are you an emotional shopper? What happened? How to get down to how we got here first before we fix it, so you don't get back there. So, you know, credit is key. It's critical. Staying on top of your debt is key. Not getting into debt is key. Don't associate debt with credit. That's a big thing people do. I don't want to use credit cards because it equals debt. No, it doesn't. If you're using it for money you have, you'll never be in debt, right? Some student loans that add interest that always go into default. Okay, so those are two different things, right? So student loans do add interest because anytime you finance anything, and you don't pay in full, it's going to be interest added, right? So default means you completely stop paying over a certain amount of time. And the only way to come out of default is to go into student loan rehab, which is a 9-month program, and you have to meet certain stipulations and requirements to pull yourself back out of default and go into current status. But interest is one thing. Interest is going to be charged on anything you don't pay in full. If you buy something with your credit card for $20 and you don't pay, you only pay $5, you're going to get charged interest on the remaining balance, right? So when you buy a car, and unless you pay $16,000 in cash for that car, you're financing the car, which means you're carrying a balance over every month and you're going to pay interest. So those are two different things. I hope that was helpful to answer your question. I mean, I can saving and budgeting, but I don't know, like, I don't know if you want to turn it over to people kind of tuning in, or if you have any specific questions for me.
Yes.
It's kind of, oh, you're freezing a little bit.
The only other question will you answer, the major one which everybody keep asking how to handle it.
Okay, so what was the
one other thing I wanted to about? I hope you bring your card all about. Yes, I realized that we both.
Yes.
I'm back. Are you back? Let me see. Yes.
Things that
we back.
We learned the hard way. So I came up last year with the idea to develop flashcards for kids, and so it's called Making Sense of Money. No, I said I wanted you to talk about your cards. My little cartoon face. So
the financial cards you have for now.
I know he did a really good job, right? So it's called Fundamentals of Finance. So it's like a regular deck of cards. It's 52 cards in the deck, and I just break down any word that kids may hear on a regular basis about money that they're not sure what it means. We talk about credit just a little bit so they can understand it. We talk about saving, budgeting, what an investor is, the importance of paying back people you owe money, which is credit, right? And balancing. So if you have $100 and then you spend this much and then you deposit this much in your account, how much is left? So there's some real life scenarios in there as well they can work on. Right. But it is really a conversation starter for families, right? Mm-hmm. So parents email me and say, well, I have the cards now, so how do I engage them? I said, well, yes. Don't give them this and say, go to your room and read these cards. I want you to actually sit down with them, do a trivia game. If you have siblings, you can do a trivia game. You can do matching. Okay. So which word coincides with which word? So if you have withdrawal, then ATM can coincide with that word. If you have bank, then you have checking account. Those two can go together. So you can make up different games. The idea is that you want to start the conversation about money, right? And most parents don't even know where to start. So this is helpful for the kids and the parents, right? Because I actually got a video the other day. Someone sent me a video of her and her two teenagers were going over the cards. And I was like, this is exactly what it was meant to do, right? So right now the cards are only $13 because it's April. It's Financial Literacy Month, as I'm sure you know. So, so just offering them for a discount. But it's really sold a lot. I launched in August and I've sold over 600 packs of cards already. So thank you. So very, very excited that people are talking about something that they don't normally like to discuss, right? Money is not something, unless you have a lot of it, people don't want to talk about it. So it's not. And that's one of the reasons I started my group on Facebook, because I noticed that I know people have money issues, right? But no one's really talking about it. So I said I wanted to create a very safe environment where people can share, like, what's going on. I need help. Maybe someone who was in the situation before that you're in now that help. And so we started two years ago. And we're at almost 70,000 people in the group. And it's been such a blessing to see people's progress, to see people get the help they need, to see people learning stuff they never knew. And so when they learn, and now a new member comes in, they have questions, they can answer. It's just been so. So yeah, I'm all about tapping into the adults, getting into the kids. I spoke at a middle school yesterday. I spoke at a college last week, and an elementary school last week as well. So I'm trying to hit all ages, man. Everybody needs to hear about this.
They can teach, right? Correct.
Everybody. Anybody. I asked the teenagers, like, they have jobs and some of them get allowance.
Yes, I saw.
said, okay, what do you do with your money? Oh, I spend my money. I said, okay, but I'm sure it's something that you want to buy. Oh yeah, I want this phone. I said, but if you spend your money, you get allowance.
It's for anybody.
I always share my story. When I was 16, I got my first job, and I got paid every Friday, and I was at the mall every Friday. I blew my money shopping. So at the end of the summer, I had a closet, and that's it. Nothing. But I didn't do it with my first check. I did it with every check. So I tell the teens, I was 16. I wanted a car, right? I could have had a down payment on the car by the end of the summer, but I had a closet.
True. That's usually what happens when you get your first check. You spend it on the most ridiculous thing you can ever think of. And then you're like, what did I really spend my money on?
Yep. And so we become adults real fast, right? 16 becomes 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 50, 60. And then we're like, I don't have any money. Yep. So yeah, it is.
Shucks. See, money management. You see, if you didn't understand it, then
even back in the day, we didn't have debit cards, right? When we were growing up, we just had to take money out the ATM and use cash, right?
Correct.
Now we have debit cards. It's so easy to just do like this.
Correct.
Yep.
Correct.
Next thing you know,
and that's the importance of money management.
How much did you spend in fast food this month? I did a challenge in my group.
I told people add up
how much they spent in February on fast food and put the total in the comments. Between $300 and $1,400.
Correct.
I'm not paying in fast food in 1 month.
Swipe and go.
Yep.
Swipe and go.
Yep. Somebody said they spent more than their mortgage on fast food that month. It's easy, right? So, and we live in such a fast world. We don't want to sit down and budget. We just swipe and go, right? But then you don't realize how much you spend.
Yep. And you see, that's the temptation. Shucks. Yes, that's the temptation. Right. The temptation is there, so you just go swipe. Let's go.
Figure out your weakness. Is it coffee? You spend $100 on it?
Temptation is hard.
Is it wine? Is it, you know, Chipotle, whatever it is, right? Figure that out. Which is why I said I always start with the mental.
Correct, and that's the most important thing, understanding your spending habits. When you understand your spending habits, you will know,
by step,
okay,
we can't change
where is my
because
leakage?
you're never going to change.
Once
You'll be right back in the same right?
You're good.
So, that's me. I'm a coach. So I'm a credit coach. I'm a money, I'm a financial fitness coach. I'm a kids money coach. I'm a coach because I am coaching you through this process of life. Money is not going anywhere, right? So we're going to have to manage it.
Yes, your mind is important.
So I absolutely love what I do. I am so passionate about it. I can speak on it because I've been where a lot of people are. You know, I'm a cancer survivor, 17 years, right? So I know what it's like to have medical bills and collections you can't pay. They calling, you ducking them, right? You're not answering your phone. You like, tell them I'm not here. Tell them, right? I've been there. Or maxing out all my cards, right? Because I lost my job, and instead of having the savings to pay my bills, I would $3,000 in maxed out credit card. I've been there, right?
Correct.
So I've learned hard lessons, and I've learned them in life so that I can help people.
I'm not here. I'm not here, man. I'm not here.
To go through it so I can understand it. So I've been there. So and I'm very open with my experience because I want people to know if I can do it, you can too. It's really changing your mind. So
correct.
So I got to catch the kids, the teenagers, and the grown-ups.
That's the success.
Yep. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely.
You can do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mine is important. Correct is right.
I hope the people watching got some good tips. I saw some comments. Yeah, some sad faces, but don't.
Everybody. It's a whole mix. We take it all in. Money management is the key, and the mind is important. So true. It was so nice having you, gosh.
I'm on it.
So now I want to do it. Yes, I've seen it. Yes, we got a lot.
Yeah.
Yes, and if you all want to, you can join her group.
Don't keep it all in for yourself.
Flashcards, have conversation with the kids. As she said, there's a special, only 13 US. Jump on and take it, start educating. We need to educate more of us so that we don't spreading the knowledge.
Thank you guys. You can follow me on Instagram, Financial Common Sense, or Facebook group Financial Common Sense as well.
Knowledge is key. Correct. Can't be greedy. Let everybody is correct. We can't be greedy. It was so nice having you, and thank you so much for coming and joining me in this craziness.
Bye.